Okay, now we're going to get into what Will Smith apology, and we're going to talk about someone who doesn't necessarily agree with the apology.
Oh yeah, what was the feedback you got?
We're going to get some information. So.
Yeah, so
Wit.
my main man DeWitt, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up originally. I think I talked about it on the last one.
Yeah.
All right. So I was trying to get clarification from him, so I guess he watched the pod and then hit me up. Oh my God, he sent me like a book. I'm gonna just go at the top because I think that's where most of it is.
I mean, just read it all.
No, I'm not reading all of this.
Okay.
You don't.
It's
You
literally
don't.
a book. I
you
saw
don't,
you scroll.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
We
yeah,
changed our
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
All right. So he basically was saying Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock's family, but at the same time admits that he's not ashamed of what he did. Maybe you guys can unpack how somebody can say they're remorseful, but then they aren't ashamed of what they did. It just felt off, you know. So he's referring to, like, Will Smith had said, you know, obviously he'd apologized, and he said, but I do my best not to be ashamed of myself. Y'all remember that part? Yeah, so that's what he's referring to. So we'll start there. He has another piece, I think, here. But my thought process on it was Will Smith, it becomes toxic for him when he becomes ashamed. I think the reason he highlighted that, you know, he was doing his best not to feel ashamed of himself is because feeling ashamed of yourself, like doing something shameful and changing that action, okay, good. You should be self-aware. But like dwelling in that feeling of shame is not a good thing. It's a negative thing.
Yeah.
And so that was my take on it, and that's the reason why I believe that Will Smith said what he said. Also, I think that if he was trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, be sorry but not sorry and throw a jab in there, like, he would be a little more subtle. That was pretty obvious. It's like, yo, Chris Rock, I'm sorry to you and your family, but I'm not ashamed of what I did. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But that's not, I think that's maybe how DeWitt took it, but that's not how I took it or how I think he said it.
Yeah, I don't think he. I mean, I would agree as well. I mean, I could see the little slight because he didn't necessarily come out and say, "I'm ashamed of what I done." You know, just being ashamed of. He didn't say, "I'm ashamed of smacking him." You know, but I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't. My stance doesn't change based on that. You know, I agree with Will Smith, but I can see how he could have maybe taken that, you know, out of context or whatever. I mean, it's probably gonna be across the board, right?
Yes, it's across the board. It doesn't change anything for me. And when I heard it, for, you know, somebody who studies emotions, I agree. Shame is not something that you can do anything with, and you should not, or you should do your best not to feel ashamed or to take that on.
Yeah.
So him understanding that how he let people down, his core traumas, letting people down, by him realizing that and then not holding on to that, it's okay. Right now, what he should feel is guilty. Right, the guilt is, you can feel guilty, like, you know. He didn't mention guilt at all, but I think that what he actually displayed was guilt, which is part of why he apologized. He felt bad about
Guilt, that's he mentioned his mom.
Guilt is kind of a part of a shame, though.
Yes, but they're different though. Guilt and shame are different, but you're correct. They walk a thin line, but guilty is, you know, is realizing the action that you did is wrong, and then shame is the feeling that you feel
From doing that action.
Right.
Yes.
So the action is wrong. That's the guilt. So he smacked him. That is guilt. I was wrong. The shame is what you feel like, I'm actually a bad person for what I did. That's shame.
Yeah.
So they're very, very close emotions, but they are different. But I think he displayed the guilt, which is part of the apology. But what he was saying was, I'm doing my best not to feel ashamed. Yeah. So that's how I took it. Mm-hmm. But I can absolutely see how it could be taken another way. But that's how people. That's that backhanded apology. You know, like it's like,
I'm sorry if I did anything to offend you.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's right.
No, you didn't. You slapped me, man. You didn't maybe do something to offend me. You slapped me. Be sorry for slapping me.
Yeah. So across the board, I think that
I appreciate,
but I understand where he's coming from now.
I do too, and I appreciate the pushback. It helps push the conversation forward, and I'm sure plenty of. I mean, I haven't really watched all the reaction videos, but most of them are like, "Oh, this is some bull."
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that.
The thing that I think is funny about it isn't this the problem with us?
Yes. That we always want to think that someone is not being genuine, or
Because people don't-
they
they don't-
look
they
for
don't-
the worst in something that's just sincere.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, why is that the mindset? Like, if someone is going out of their way, he doesn't have to do this. He doesn't have to do this. If they're apologizing, yes, we're human. We have emotions. We make rash decisions. Some are impulsive. And there's plenty of things that we've done, that's just not on a major scale as Will Smith.
we've all done it.
Like, we act like because he's in the spotlight, he's not human. Like, we've done stuff that we're not proud of, and we just want to say, hey, you know what? I'm wilding.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wilding. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what was happening. I'm sorry. I apologize. I can be better. I will do better and stuff like that. That's part of just being a human.
Yeah.
And if someone, especially as much as we've known, everything that we've known about Will Smith, everything that we've seen, everything that we've gained to understand over the years about him, on a personal level. And if you follow him, he's all about spirituality and the law of attraction and, that type of vibe. Like, why would you think that someone who exudes this type of energy consistently makes one little kerfuffle and then it's just like, I'm going to apologize? No, you don't mean it.
What was that word? A kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Woo!
Yeah, me. Hey, man, I'll be
Clearly, you've
Okay.
been reading because I've never even heard that.
Me
word.
neither. A kerfuffle.
I didn't know if it was a snack cake.
I said, hold on, man. What he's over there cooking? I heard falafel.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
going
falafel.
to the, I'm
I
going
do
to the
too.
Scrabble dictionary. Right. I'm trying to. Be
My
like,
man
did
said
he mean-
kerfuffle. Hey, Reggie.
Reggie, challenge that boy.
Check out
Challenge
the
that boy. DM us later.
Yeah, let us know if I said that right, man. But yeah, man, come on, man.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And also not even just what we see from Will Smith, but how other people talk. Now, people who have not liked Will Smith have said bad things about him, but that's everybody,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But most people who have interacted with Will Smith's like, no, he's a solid dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously we don't have personal relationships with him, but I think that we're all intelligent enough to be able to be critical thinkers and, and look at the entire body of work and, be appreciative of what he's done for the culture.
My man Matt Walsh, man, he roasted him, man. He
For the apology.
yeah, which I could see that.
I didn't watch that. I saw it, but I didn't watch
It, it wasn't very long. I mean, he didn't really have a lot to say, but he called him spineless and called him a what is it cuckle. So you have a
cuckold.
Yeah,
Well,
he said
they've
he
been
was a
saying that
cuckold
about
man.
Will for a while.
Right. And of course he's wrong for saying with Jada, but really he roasted him, but he really went in on Jada, which was like you have this witch basically that's
called
just
her a
getting
witch.
he's just getting away with everything. She's just
Yeah.
he basically roasted Will, but it was really about Jada.
And that's really that's what it really is. People are upset for Will with staying in that situation.
Right. Like, bro, you're a man. Like Lisa Ray.
Yeah.
She came out and was like, hey man, tell Will to holler at me. Like
She's trying to get a comeback.
Right.
yeah.
She don't want him. Or he don't want her. How old is she? 40 something?
She man in that area.
Single?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so DeWitt followed up and said, and then he had the nerve to say, if you hang on a bit,
be friends
I promise, yes, we'll be. Are you reading it from her?
No, I've seen
Can I?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Can I
I'm
read
just
it?
ad-libbing. My bad. I'm giving you. I'm like Lil Jon. Yeah.
If you hang on a bit, I promise we can be friends again. As if it's a privilege to be your friend, because you put yourself on a pedestal.
Right.
So, once again,
Does DeWitt not? He don't mess with Will.
He don't like Will do
He
it.
don't like Will.
I don't know. I have
okay.
no clue what his stance is on Will Smith. What I will say is, I don't know. I just did not take it that way, like at all. We just saw two different things.
Yeah.
I thought that Will was saying, look, I know I let you down, and I'm sorry, or I apologize, I'm gonna make it up to you. Give me some time.
Yeah.
Give me some time. I'll get myself together.
I don't think this wasn't to his naysayers, his haters, his detractors.
No, it was to
this is to his people that follow Will.
It's the people that kind of worship him a little bit.
I think that he wanted to end it in a cool way, the way Will Smith ended it, because I know a lot.
Playful.
Not necessarily playful, but it's like it's a genuine cool way, because if you think about Will Smith and if you follow him, like his YouTube channel, he gives behind the scene footage.
Yeah.
And he gets very personal with his audience, he meets fans in different parts of the country. And so it's definitely a personal thing. Like, yes, everyone is not going to be okay with what Will Smith is doing, but he has a big following and a lot of people that he has genuine care for, and they may have felt a personal way, like, man, someone that I look up to was,
role model.
Yeah, he's a role model. He's doing something that's outside of what we typically see him do, and so you feel the way. So I see absolutely nothing wrong with saying, just give me some time and all that, and we'll get back to being friends again.
I knew what he was saying.
Yeah, it's a genuine thing, man.
So our question as of right now is: are you looking through a lens that you just don't like Will Smith? Because that would be my question, because
like, how do you personally feel about Will Smith? What about him has displayed to you that he's not being sincere about everything that he's expressed?
Steve, did you have anything?
No, No,
Okay.
I agree with you. I think that I like the feedback.
Yeah,
and
appreciate.
It's very welcome.
Shout out DeWitt, man. We appreciate you giving us that feedback.
I mean, everyone
man.
that gives us feedback
and giving us that
good or bad,
good insight, good or bad,
just
indifferent.
keep it respectful. That's it.
I mean?
I don't think we're disrespectful in here.